now, because I put that energy there, I can more easily influence it and bounce that energy because I gave it to him. It still listens to me. Okay, so this exercise is to increase or decrease in energy with a new training partner. So my partner gives me a line of tension. He's got his body weight there. If I take away the fire element that he's giving me, by decreasing it, the tension, everything goes, oh, I don't have the strength to do this. And then he puts it in again, and even now he's not giving me as much as before. I increase fire element, now it's reacting with him. Now I have a choice. I can bounce him with that, or overheat a system with it. So it's the same as if he runs out of energy. It's just I take his energy with that fire, take it away and make a bigger fire that he can't utilize. Or I can put that in, give him the fire element, and then absorb it into a structure. And now it's going through his astral body back into his physical, so there'll be an adaptation period, and lock it in. Now he's got more fire element. Now he'll be a little bit hot and a little bit rise. You see his shoulders are up a little bit because it hasn't fully absorbed in, but you give your partner more energy. Now when he comes back and pushes on me, oh, he's serious. He's got tension there. So that energy went into his body. And so with increasing, decreasing elements, you can work it any way you want. I can, but now because I put that energy there, I can more easily influence it and bounce that energy because I gave it to him. It still listens to me. So by putting energy into people, that energy will respond to you when you do Fajin with them. So you can use a model of just breathe into them and then issue. Breathe into them, issue, and it gives you resonance and control of the energy you're putting in, so it responds accordingly. So with fire, you can increase or decrease. You can increase in such a way that it overheats the system and collapses the system. You can increase so they absorb the energy and power. You can increase in such a way that it's good for rebounding. You have those different approaches. Now, if let's say he pushes in and I feel his tension, decreasing the water element underneath his tension, so it destabilizes. Now you'll notice that when you decrease water element in what you feel, it's a different physiological reaction to decreasing fire. It feels different for the recipient, feels different for you, and most people are going to respond differently. They're going to have more separation when you demagnetize the water element. Whenever you finish any type of practice, if I increase the water element, then now I've put that in, I decide what I want to do with it. If I want to absorb it into his body, I go astral, physical, and just bridge it into his physical body, and then let his own balance work with that energy a little bit, and own that energy. If you put energy in, you want the person to instantly express it in some way. So it might be fire element, they might do some shunting exercises to own the fire element. If it's water, they might do some magnetic shunting exercises to own the water. So you can build up a person so they're sort of almost on the edge of falling over and displaced, and then get them to train, and they'll take all that energy in and own it, and you just repeat that a few dozen times, and you've taken the energy level from there and put it up there. So you can give people transmissions that way. It's really hard on people. Some people have nausea, some people, I don't feel so good, because they're getting a huge volume of energy, more than what they're used to, and they have to adapt to that. It's actually not fun. It's like getting in a sauna and going, oh, how am I going to train in a sauna? It's that sensation is happening. You can do it with all the elements. I like to transmit for specific frequencies, not general like this. So what I want you to do with your eye conscious, just take in the view. So there's a spectrum of the fire element, type of light that amplifies clairvoyance. So I want to tap in and physically look at his eyes, then open the mental space of his eye consciousness, and then tune into one of the types of clairvoyance I'm familiar with, and just relax that frequency, that alignment in your partner. Stay on peripheral vision for me. And then relax that energy through that alignment. Now I want you to hold that state, and I'll just take a step back. Good. And just play with that for a few minutes while I'm finishing the video off. Just keep open, keep your peripheral vision, feel that alignment, the visual layers, and you can pay attention to any one of those layers that you want to unpack something. So if you're having a look out here on the edge of the horizon, it's sort of like a blanket of energy radiating like a magnetic field coming off the ocean. And you might pay attention to that layer and just unpack and open that up and feel that electromagnetic field radiating off the ocean. And then when you go from 10 minutes of that and you look at a person's electromagnetic field, you'll have an amplified sensitivity to their field. So you have resonant from there to a person. Okay, so when you're doing these increasing, decreasing of energies in people, you can use it in the context of transmitting a skill. When you do the practice just raw energy, it allows you to increase and decrease the volume up and down, and then you put that through a particular skill. It might be a Fargian skill, it might be a clairsentient skill, clairvoyant skill, whatever you feel the person needs, and then you open that up within the person. Sometimes you need to take away to get a skill to work, sometimes you need to put in to make a skill work. It's not always volume. And most of the time, you're releasing resistance to the skill first before you put the volume in, a majority of the time. Okay, let's have a play. Thanks.